Contemplation, stillness and meditation, these are all terms we've all come across, but they are things that really need to be experienced before we can really understand what all the fuss is about. So the purpose of this film is to look at different ways that have been tried and tested by people of faith over centuries. The beauty of these are they can be done in 5-minute sections or up to half-an-hour sections, but the important thing is that we make time for them in the midst of our busy lives. I found that what we do with our bodies helps to symbolise the attitudes of our hearts. So there's some great physical postures that we can take to help to connect with God. Put your hands out, facing down. Think about the things you want to give over to God, to take care of, things you're worried about, things you think have too much power or control over you, things you're sorry for. Now turn your hands over. With them facing upwards, name the promises of God and open yourself up to His Spirit to bless you, to give you peace, and to make you whole. Face one direction. Visualise this as your past, what you're proud of, what you regret, even what still holds you. Know God is with you, with all of those memories, and give all of it to God. Now turn around to face the other way. See your future, the known and the unknown, the hoped for, the dreaded. Know God is with you and commit all these things to His faithfulness. Words are without a doubt incredibly powerful. You can use words from scripture or words that have been spoken by people of faith for centuries. Many people find rest in words and that God connects powerfully through them. Lectio Divina is a tried and tested meditative practice, and it's a great alternative way of using scripture to connect deeply with God. You start by finding some words from the Bible, either a verse that you particularly like or something that God has led you to that day. It is the art of taking one phrase and staying with it, letting it repeat over you. There are several ways to do this, but this is one way. Let's take an example. Be still and know that I am God. So you take this phrase, say it out loud in full. Then start by just saying the first word, be, and pause. Next say the first and second word, be still. Keep going like this until you reach the end, and then come back down again. In the silences, be open to the voice of God. Liturgy, both ancient and modern, is also incredibly helpful. It provides us with fantastic words of praise and prayer when we may not know what to pray. I can really recommend a piece of liturgy called Decelerate. It was written by the Church on the Corner, who are based in London, in 2009, and it's well worth looking up and using. There are also many books around about contemplation and the values that accompany it. These are really helpful when reflecting on living together in community with patterns of meditation and prayer. Equally, we can use our imaginations as a gift from God to awaken our senses to Him and His movements in our lives. Why not try this exercise to give you a new perspective of Jesus? Find a short passage of scripture or a story from the Gospels of Jesus. Some good ones to start with are the calming of the storm in Matthew 8, or Jesus returned to His disciples in John 20. Read your passage over a few times so the story becomes familiar to you. Now, close your eyes and imagine the scene. Where are you standing? What kind of day is it? Who else is there? How are they reacting? What is it about Jesus that you notice? Ask yourself other questions like these. When you've finished, reflect on how you felt at the beginning and how you feel now. How has your vision of Jesus changed? Finally, since I came across a practice called the examine exercise, I found it really useful. It helps you to reflect on the good and the not so good parts of our lives. The idea is that you would do it at the end of the day or the end of a season, and you simply ask 2 questions. Firstly, ask yourself, for what moment today am I most grateful? This might mean, when did I give and receive the most love today? When today did I have the greatest sense of belonging to God and others and the world around me? What brought me life today? Once you have reflected on that, ask yourself, for what moment today am I least grateful? Or in other words, when did I give and receive the least love? When did I have the least sense of belonging? When did I feel life most drain out of me? You could share these with other people, or write a journal, or just speak it out loud and give it to God, knowing that He journeys with you through all of it. So these have been just a few examples of places to start from, where you can find new ways to connect with God. You could use art, music, poetry, or even silence. I found it quite helpful to just record 2 songs on my iPod and then in between record silence, so you know how long it's going to take, so you don't get distracted. For now, I leave you with the invitation of paying God some more attention, giving Him time and space to move in your life, and see what He can do if you will just pause.